I'm Rob.
I'm Andrea.
And we met on Christian Connection. I was particularly looking for a Christian partner, and that was a very important someone of Christian faith like I am. There's quite a few people of my age at church over time that had dwindled, and I had started looking for other ways, looking on Christian Connection to see if there was someone there.
In my own Christian church, I was unable to find the one. Using Christian Connection helped me to find someone.
I joined quite a few years ago. I've had spells of having gone on and looked more, and periods of deciding to give it a bit of a pause and then come back refreshed a bit later. There was quite a wide diversity, similar Christian background to me, some less so. Some people had lots of information, lovely photos, and quite a bit about them, and stuff that you could bounce off and start a conversation of.
Looking online, looking at what was said, there was a couple of meetups, but no one that I'd really looked at and gone, yeah. I did have breaks in between and then come back on to have a look again.
Particularly keen to get across my interests, the ways I was involved at church and served there. Some photos to give a flavour of who I am and the things I'm interested in part because that was what I would expect of someone else's profile, to know them a bit through the activities they're interested in and how they are involved at church, and a bit of their faith story. Initially, Andrea sent me a wave, looked on her profile. Yeah, was immediately impressed by the fact that there was quite a bit of information on there, what she was involved with at church. A number of her hobbies aligned with things I liked as well. We happened to both, when we were younger, be involved in a jam club, which is Jesus and Me Club.
Same hobbies, same interests. Yeah, I was really happy to ask upon those interests to Rob. Rob was part of a karaoke online evening event on Christian Connection. I clicked on his profile and gave him a wave.
For a number of years, had been doing online events during the COVID lockdown periods, and run a few quizzes, but I think a lot of people have got slightly quiz fatigue during lockdowns. So I really enjoy singing, and I'm involved in singing at church, and thought, let's give Zoom karaoke a go. A communal time where you could chat between songs and hear people singing and just have a nice evening. When lockdown finished, I continued hosting as a way to bring people together. Got a wave from Andrea, who had seen my profile through being the one hosting these events. Initially we're messaging each other a few times a day, and then decided to meet in London after a couple of weeks. From that, had a impulsive let's meet again on Tuesday after the Saturday, and from there just started meeting most weeks where we could. So we actually met in London for our first date, headed off for a coffee shop because I thought that's what you did on a first date. We both found a coffee shop and ordered a Coke because neither of us actually liked coffee. But we still had a lovely time. And
afterwards we went down to Camden Market and had something to eat. It was a good choice. We'd had a day trip out and we just started talking about a lot of deep things on the way back to the train station. Just was he's the one that I want to sort of spend my life with. And then he surprised me at Big Church Day Out by sort of asking, can you be my girlfriend in a special moment?
So after sort of a few months of meeting, quite that we'd like to be a bit more official, and we both went to the Big Church Festival event, and I asked Andrea if she'd be my girlfriend there. In the coming months, we sort of had a few sort of more deeper sort of conversations, getting to know one another, getting to know each other's friends a bit, and sort of the churches that we went to. After about 6 months, we had a holiday together where we discussed kind of life and things going forward, and Andrea had decided because she needed to move house anyway, that she would consider sort of coming up to Birmingham where I was, have an opportunity to actually spend a bit more time regularly together. Decided we'd make a decision kind of after a year whether we felt we wanted to get engaged or not. I kind of intentionally planned a number of events under the disguise of it being for my birthday. Although we'd talked about getting engaged and we'd already bought the ring, she was expecting it kind of a few weeks later. We started by going for a walk around the city walls and ended up in a park where I proposed. And then I planned a few things to do. So we had a breakfast with the lions at Chester Zoo the next morning. Went for a meal with a sort of a gospel choir accompaniment and had a few nice walks and sort of enjoyed that sort of whole weekend, which I think sort of made it a bit more memorable and special.
Yeah, definitely made it special, and obviously I wasn't expecting it then, as Rob pointed out already. Really sort of amazing sort of moment, and the best day of my life to get proposed to. And the other events that followed were very unexpected, and very thankful for it.
We chose to get married at Andrea's previous church that she had become a Christian in and been baptised in and had been attending for many years. Had a really sort of nice day, kind of including one thing that had drawn us together, which was mini golf. We had hired a portable mini golf course so that kind of people could play mini golf, a golf ball as their wedding favour, and sort of little golf flags on each table with each table name on. That was one of the things on our profiles that we immediately connected on, and we'd done mini golf on a number of our dates. Yeah, really nice service. I had lots of friends and family there, so it was a really special day.
There were many moments, me walking down the aisle to him and him waiting there, and sort of the rings, the first kiss as well. Crazy golf was good. Like Rob's speech in particular was a very good one.
Since our wedding day, had a lovely honeymoon in Tenerife and really enjoyed spending time on holiday together. Started to settle into a new house that we're renting together. It's nice to have a house that we can kind of make our own a bit more and settle into serving at church together and other things.
I love that he's very caring towards me. He looks after me well. We have sort of the same sense of humour, which is always important in a relationship. I enjoy his company. Now living together, which is nice to spend time together.
It's nice to be able to just spend more quality time together doing things together. Really appreciate kind of Andrea's sort of caring nature. She's supportive in sort of prayer and in helping support me in the things I do. A planner of events. Andrea's really supportive and encouraging kind of in that, and sort of wants to get involved in those things. So it's been nice to be able to do that sort of together and more easily now.
One would be sort of later on having like a family.
Yeah, I think just kind of settling into life in Birmingham together and building our friendship network and just sort of settling into that rhythm, having a family together and our own sort of family together. Broaden your sort of network as much as you can so that you kind of have more chance to meet people. And I was quite active in my church in kind of thinking no one's organising that cinema trip or mini golf or whatever it might be. But I don't just want to sit around and wait for someone else, message a few friends and get a group of us together and then perhaps widen the invite to everyone else, and you never know who might come along. The Christian Connection online events, not just sit back and think, oh, I hope someone, runs some events that I can attend, but actually let's get an invite out, let's start an event, and you never know whether it's someone coming along or even a friend of a friend, like you might actually meet someone through that.
And also just add prayer. Prayer is very key. Having others pray for you, I think, is very important.
Keeps you going, I think, even when you're sort of thinking, am I going to meet someone, or is this going to happen or not? It's important both your own prayer life, but also friends and church members who can sort of support you in that as well.